Alright guys, it's vlogust the 26th. I'm just gonna do this. Everybody else in the house is sleeping. So I figure I'll just tell you about my day, and then I'll watch a little bit of YouTube and get me some sleep. Got up this morning super early, got cleaned up, took me a shower, that sort of thing. Got dressed, went up to the church kind of early, helped out with baptism for the majority of the morning, volunteering, because that's the team that I volunteer for, and it was a blast getting to watch all them people do that. And then after that, I got something really good to eat from one of the vendors outside, because we were having livestock up there, which is basically like a little carnival thing out in front of our building. The cool thing that I got to do today was, while we were in between our morning stuff and our night stuff, I got to talk to my son on the phone, and I'm gonna tell you a little story. About 10 years ago, pretty close to about now, I had harassed my ex-wife all day long because I knew she was in labor. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? She kept saying she didn't want to miss Dalton's first day of school, and she didn't. And she waited and waited and waited, and I'm sure she was just harassing me, and she knew how long she was going to be in labor with Alex. And we'd already decided the name months before we found out what the baby was. Regardless of whether he was a little boy or a little girl, that was going to be his name. And we got in our car from Guthrie, and then we made a 2-hour drive to Lawton, where she'd been getting all of her physicals and examinations and everything. And we got there, and she said, well, you're technically just far enough along that we need to send you back home, but because you live so far away, we can't physically see ourselves doing that, so we're going to keep you overnight. Cheyenne, her oldest, slept on the couch. Dalton slept on me, which was her youngest at the time until having Alex, and those were my stepkids. And I slept in a chair, and that was probably the most uncomfortable night I've ever had of a 5-year-old beating me to death in a chair all night long. His dad come and got the two of them. They went and did some stuff, I don't know. That was an extremely long day. She was in labor with Alex for 25 hours. And for any of y'all that's never had kids, that's an extremely long time. She also was given an epidural to help have the baby, and she was in labor so long it actually wore off. They said, okay, well, we're going to give you another one. So they did, and they gave her the other one, and before it had a chance to kick in, she had the baby. So we got to stay in the room quite a while. Normally you have the baby and they move you to your new room. It's to have the baby room and then move to the recovery room. And he came out not screaming at all. He was a happy, quiet baby. His sister was not that way. She was screaming mad at the world. Someone had took her water from her. She was screaming mad. But he come out. He was just happy, just laying there, and he's talking. And when he realized he wasn't getting fed real quick, oh, he threw a monster hissy. But after he got fed, oh, then he was all good again. Uh, he was a really, really good baby, especially that night. Uh, and he really enjoys this story because, that's about him. And it's hard to believe that that was 10 years ago. Just to give you an ideal about who I was, and back then I just quit working at the club. I was still in wrestling, but had taken a vacation from it for a couple of months to have a baby with her. And I was working stupid hours for my dad, trying to pay for, her and 3 kids. And to be real honest with you, it was actually probably the most fun I had in a long time when I was that age. Minus the wrestling, I kind of have always had a thing for it. And we spent a couple of days there at the hospital, and they did the circumcision thing, and normally they take the babies away from you and do that. And instead of us not realizing that they had already done it, we thought they had. We didn't realize they hadn't just yet. We got up and tried to do her some walking so that she could recover from having a baby. And so we got to be down the hallway and hear him scream. And I don't know who did it. We turned around, we walked away from it because that scream was so that if I'd have walked in that room, whoever that was, they was going to get a monster beating that they probably never had in their life. And so, thank God I didn't go into that room, because I'm sure that involves jail time, and that would have not been cool. But yeah, I talked to him earlier today on the phone. I told him the same story that I just told y'all. He seemed super happy. I told him I would be looking for what he asked from me for his birthday. And that's what I plan on doing. I've had an extremely long day today. I was at the church at 8 o'clock. I served till about 1:30. 1:45 I checked in, and I worked until 9. And it's just like, that's how I feel. Like I said, I was going to do this, and instead let everybody quietly sleep, and I'm going to get off of here, and I'll talk to y'all vlogust the 27th tomorrow.